teaching tutorial is about the pose Utkatasana, which is also fierce pose, and its common name is chair, and it's very dynamic, and I just feel that it's one of the most rich of the standing poses, and the fierce name I think applies to the building of strength and resilience and full engagement with all the parts, because it's a very dynamic pose with lots of counteractions. So I always start my students with awareness of the feet and what's happening in the feet, and balancing and the strengthening aspect of the feet in this pose. So lifting, spreading the toes, laying them down certainly helps to bring awareness to if there's a tendency for collapsing or favoring one foot or the other, and or if our arches can respond to the request of lifting and spreading the toes out and laying them back down. So we look for the center of each heel and the breadth across the base of the toes, and then of course some sense of spring and the liveliness of the arches. So lifting, spreading the toes, laying them down. And then we're in neutral like Tadasana, the balance of forward action of the pelvis and backward extension at the hips action of the pelvis is really the great balance in the pose. And so we send our way back into the heels, which does encourage a little more spinal extension and hip extension. At the same time, the femurs are spiraling in, and we want the heads of the femurs to move down and back into the hip socket. So there's this great dialoguing of counteractions, and so that's an important piece. And we only want to come deep into the pose if our arches and ankles can maintain their integrity. So you may need to lift out a little if you can maintain your center and your balance across the heels and the breadth across the balls, and the action of the arches, we come a little deeper in. And then there's the core pelvic support coupled with the spiral of the thighs in, so the sacrum moves in and up and the spine extends, and then the arms come up, or they can be forward, the head of the upper arm bone into the shoulder socket. And there's this sense of gathering in the front, supporting from the front of the spine and torso as we mobilize more with the back. Steady your gaze and feel into the strength and the aliveness in your being. Enjoy. Thank you for joining me.